Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we've got a special meal. Turn this off. I made some barbecue ribs. I got some barbecue chicken. I've got some baked beans, macaroni and cheese, and corn on the cob. I thought I was doing good opening up baked beans, like, hey, it'll give a different color, but it seems now that I have it on my plate, it matches my chicken and it matches my ribs. So, oh well. I have some water. I have some strawberry crush. I just brought that in here in case I decided I wanted some, but I'm drinking my water. And, yeah. Go grab you something real quick. You can pause me for a second, go grab you something, a little snack, and join me. Okay, I'm going to try this corn first. The other day I ordered groceries from Walmart. They didn't have any frozen corn. I don't know what the deal is. It's like we're back in 2020. The store shelves are just empty. So, rain possible. Seems like every time I get in here to do a video, that thing pops up, tells me it's gonna rain, but it usually don't ever rain. So, well, I'm just getting back to this corn. It's fresh corn. They didn't have any frozen. I haven't had real corn since, Lord, probably since the 70s, since my grandma would make it. So let's give it a try. All right. That's really good. I thought it'd be complicated to make, but you just boil it until it gets to this color. And add your little salt and pepper on top of it and some butter and let it sit in there for a few minutes and the seasoning, and it's delicious. Okay, Walmart. I like it. Now, after a while, when I go ask my sons, did they like the corn? They're going to probably say no. So, well. The other night, I made something, a casserole. And my son said he didn't like it. So I ordered Taco Bell. I ain't gonna do it again. They need to, he's 35 years old. He needs to learn how to cook for himself or go buy Taco Bell for himself. Now this is Walmart brand macaroni and cheese. Last time it was delicious. Maybe I added salt to it. This time I need some salt. Yeah, it's coming out. Add a little bit more pepper. Last time I made this, my son said, oh, I don't like it because I didn't put as much milk in it. I thought it was delicious. Now it's real creamy and I like it more. Macaroni. Alright, let's get into these ribs. Okay, well, I'm going to taste my ribs first, and then I'm going to add a little of this hot honey on top of it. We're going to get us into a sticky situation. Oh my God. So I used the Buffalo Wild Wings honey barbecue sauce. Oh my god, that is delicious. We're gonna make it more delicious. We're gonna get us into a good sticky situation. Oh god. Oh yeah. That's delicious. And nice and spicy. Oh, that might be Crystal. Let's finish up this corn. Grab me a paper plate here. Hold on. Put my stuff on. Ooh, that's delicious. I know the Frieden family, they really enjoyed these Bush's beans. And they came over, I'm gonna say like a month ago, to Florida. They went to, that's Disney World over there. Seems like they just came to go shopping, I don't know. Alright. So when I was planning this meal, I had to wait a few days because you couldn't find any chicken with the bone in it. And I really wanted barbecue chicken with the bone in it. We're gonna rub some of this on there. We'll eat that in a minute. Oh, that's so good. Oh, it's so good. Makes me sad. My mother's missing this fabulous meal. I was thinking the other day, I've been saying it for months, I need to take those flowers to the cemetery for my mother and other family members. Y'all think it would be crazy if I stopped by the Dairy Queen and got her a little cup of ice cream put on her grave? She loved Dairy Queen ice cream. see people putting beer and cigarettes and stuff like that. With a personal act. I always said when my mother died, I was always going to put her favorite stuff in the casket with her. Like her favorite chips and her candy and cookies and her Sprite and 7-Up and, whatever. Totally forgot all about it. I did put, it's funny too, my friend Nora gave me this, blanket several years ago of this bulldog on it. And as soon as I opened it up, my mother, she loved it. She would never give it back to me. And it's like, that's fine. And then when she went and had back surgery and was in the hospital and she had to go to rehab for like a week, she took that blanket with her. And so I washed it and everything and took it up there to the funeral home and told him she's always cold. I said to put it over her, and it's funny, she was always getting her blankets and stuff, and she would always throw them up over her and wrap them around her. Didn't have to tell those people that. They did that. It was funny when I was bawling my eyes out, crying, and but it was comforting knowing she had her favorite blanket wrapped around her to keep her warm. Yeah, I bought her sister, my aunt, for Christmas this cat pillow. If you look on Amazon, you'll see these long cat pillows you can put up on your neck or put your leg over them. Just hold them. It's like I'm always trying to find a pillow for my neck or back or put my knee on or something. I said, I'm gonna get her one of those because she's had 5 back surgeries, and plus she likes cats. I think it's a couple days later she went home after Christmas and she sent me a picture of her cats on the bed with that pillow. I said, I'm gonna order my mother one of those because she's always trying to get comfortable. I got her one, and she absolutely loved it. Sometimes breasts get kind of stringy and dried out. I'm wash my hands off for a second. And so, when I was getting our stuff ready to take to the funeral home, I saw that I was in her bed, and so I washed it good with that blanket. And they put it on the side of her with her arm around it. She was always scared to die. I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but y'all may be too scared to die. She was always petrified of dying. She was petrified of the dark because her daddy, my grandfather, back then, I don't know, he wasn't that nice of a man. People probably thought he was, but he really wasn't that nice of a man. But when she was growing up, if they got in trouble or something, he'd lock them outside in the dark. And she always had nightmares. always been locked outside in the dark, and she couldn't sleep at night or whatever. It had to be. She had the light right next to her in bed, just on her face, because she couldn't stay in the dark. She was so afraid of dying, and so for several years she had to go to therapy. And it's like, that's something therapists can't do. That's traumatizing, and I think we're all have a fear of dying, or how you're going to die, or what's going to happen. And she's not the only one that did that. She used to do it to us too. I always promised myself I would never treat my kids like that. I never have. You can break the cycle. And yeah. So back in the 70s, especially living in an apartment complex, people minded their own business. They didn't call the police. They're just like, oh, child's getting punished or whatever. They just ignored you. And I remember we lived in Huntsville. I was in kindergarten. I was like 4 or 5 years old, and been outside playing all day, and my mother had cleaned house, and we were dirty. I thought my kids back then played dirt. She got so mad at me and my brother. She wanted us to take our clothes off, stark naked, to come in the house to go take a bath. Me and my brother, we sat there and cried and whatever. My brother finally, he just took his clothes off and ran in there and took a bath. Me, I think I stayed out there maybe a couple of days. It was like with the oatmeal. I sat there for, it was like 3 days. I sat at the table with that old nasty oatmeal, didn't eat. So, it's, his father must have did it to him, and generations on. It's like, I would never do that to my kids. You can break the cycle. It's like they used to hit us with the floss water, shoes, belt, and that was always good. But I didn't get too much. My brother got it a lot. Finally, it started affecting him mentally. And I never told anybody this. My brother would have I know it's from my mother yelling at him, hitting him. And he'd have problems pooping on himself. Because I know his stomach was just probably in a knot all the time, just afraid that he's going to do something wrong. She's going to start hitting him. And several times they put him in like a mental hospital. They do with those treatments, electric shock treatments or whatever on him. And he's only like 8 or 9 years old. And when your kids act out and stuff, don't think it's the kids. The kids are acting out from some reason. It's probably from the parents. So, people sit there and complain about kids doing this and that. Well, those kids are doing this and that for some reason. And most likely it's because of the parents. So, I know a lot of people probably would hide these things and not discuss them. I think it's good to discuss them, get them out in the open. Because I hope one day maybe someone can learn from my experiences and talking about my family's experiences, and because y'all may be going through something like this, and like I said before, I started YouTube to talk about myself, talk about my family, because when I started doing my ancestry, when I go back to the 14, 15, 1300s, people, you're sitting there thinking about, how does this person look? How do they talk? What's their mannerisms? All this stuff. And, their animals, and, what's their favorite song or something, and their favorite food, and, what did they do? And, I want my grandkids, great-grandkids, or whoever to look back at these YouTube videos and know who I am. In case I'm not here when they're born. I don't know if my kids are ever going to have kids or not. My oldest one said he ain't having none. So if my youngest son don't have any, that ends the lines on both sides, because there's nobody else. So I did my job. I had kids to try to keep both sides alive, going. But if one of them don't have kids, when we're gone, that's it. There's no more. So I know a lot of people have big families. When I was little, we had a big family. And it was nice having big Christmases and Thanksgiving and stuff. But the problem is, they were all older. 50s, 60s, 70s, 90s. They're just older. And most didn't have no children. They didn't have no children. So, they have all died. My grandpa had a brother and sister. They never got married. So, his mother didn't want her kids to ever get married. And so, he eloped with my grandmother. I think he was 26 or something like that. They said 27. She was 17. Oh, she's a bunch of fat. I'm not like that. That chicken skin's just fat. I can't hardly chew it. Look at that. God. It sounds like Bentley, but Bentley's outside. I ain't drunk my water. Let me get some water. Oh Lord, water top. Dripping water over me. Well, good thing that's water, because it sure is dripping all over me. Let me get another paper towel. Summer is here, my friends. Okay, we're gonna eat this. I'm just gonna eat this like it is. I just love ribs. I'm gonna tell you what. I bought this big slab of baby back ribs for, I said, it was 10 something. I said $11. Barbecue place charges you $22 per pound. That's boned they're charging. One time I did that. I bought a pound. I think it was like 3 of them. All it was bone. There was no meat on it. And they should have been ashamed to sell me that, just bone. Because whoever cut that, they knew there was no meat on there. It was just bone. There's nothing. So, that's why I don't buy T-bone steaks. Any steak that has a bone in it. Well, I'll buy like pork chops with the bone. I don't know. They're little, so they're not gonna weigh that much. But when you're gonna be short ribs, you get ribs, T-bone steaks, stuff like that. It's just mostly bone, and that bone, they're charging you for that bone. I don't think it's right. Let me wash my hands off. Keep feeling like something. I think it's that water spilled on me. So. I was thinking a second ago, hey, I think I could do with having another rib. It ain't gonna happen. Yeah, I said back nowadays, the way kids were raised back in, when I was raised or before, nowadays parents would be getting arrested. I remember the one time my mother was into, hold on, it's called Civil Air Patrol. It was called something. Civil Air Patrol, whatever it's called. We lived in Waco at the time. I was 7 or 8 years old. It was a hot summer day. We were at it wasn't at the big airport. It was at a littler airport, but it was still a damn airport. And it was hot. And my mother had parked by a hangar. She goes, oh, she's going to go up in this airplane with this man, this Civil Air Patrol man. And they were just going to circle Waco. And they'd be back down about 30 minutes or so. Well, let me tell you what, that was early morning. It was nighttime. Time my mother got back. No water. No drink. she just cracked the windows just a little bit. It was so hot. And at least I could open up the doors. I was so mad. I was furious at her leaving me out there all day and couldn't go to the bathroom. There was nowhere to go. And I was so mad. I was like, where in the world did y'all? They went around Waco. They went to Fort Hood. They toured the Fort Hood Army base and went to lunch, and then they went somewhere else. And I remember she said they went and had supper. I think she must have been having a date with the damn man. I don't know what the hell it was. I know I was just so mad. That's why nowadays when I go somewhere, I leave the house, I always take me a drink with me. Maybe 2 drinks with me. I always take me a snack in case something happens. And I may go stop at the bathroom 4 or 5 times before I leave out the house, because I never know. Am I going to be stuck somewhere and I can't go to the bathroom for a while? I remember that. I was like, she thought it was alright. I don't think she ever thought it was nothing bad. You know, she wasn't really in her right mind, because that was right after my brother had got killed. And I should have been with my grandparents or somebody else. I shouldn't have been living with her. I've always said after something like that traumatic happens to a parent or something, it needs to be in with funeral arrangements, whatever, that the parents or parent or whoever, kids, get some kind of mental counseling, because I know I'm not the only one who had to deal with what my mother was going through. Yeah, kind of like free counseling. I really don't trust counselors. I had a friend growing up. I met her. I was probably about 9. She was a year younger than me. We were in the same class. And I don't know. She went bonkers. Last few years of high school, she just went on. I just mental crazy, and she went to school to be a psychologist. I don't know why he just stands there and he listens. It makes me so mad. He should come in here and join us. Folks, I'm getting full. I'm at least trying to finish this chicken. Chicken's expensive. I was 3 chicken breasts for it's almost $9. I don't ever know what happened to my friend. She was my best friend. And then she started My mother, once I got my driver's license, my mother just let me just drive. And then she just, and I found me other friends, and then she started getting interested in some of the other boys we hung out with, and then she started getting interested in this other boy, and my friend Lisa and I was just riding down the road one day, and we came to the red light, and we just, I'm driving, she's over here, and he's at the red light, and we just wave hello, that's all, hello, and he, once that light turned green, he just went flying down the road, and then he pulls out in front of me, he turns, I said, oh, yeah, I know where he's going. He's going to go tell my old friend something. So, we're cruising slow. We're just driving slowly, and we get in front of her house. She's out there with him. She starts picking up rocks, throwing at me. Yeah. Well, they were together for I don't know how many years, but he was always cheating on her. I invited her, let's see, my oldest son's birthday. I think he was probably, I'm going to say 3 or 4 years old. Gonna fix me turn 3 or 4 years old. That's the last time I talked to her on the phone. I invited her to come to his birthday party. She's like, who's going to be there? I told her, who's coming to the birthday party? Well, you tell them not to come, and then I'll come. She goes, otherwise, if they come, I'm not going to be there. It's like, you're not going to tell me who's coming to my son's birthday party, who I can be friends with. That's just stupid. That's crazy talk. And, I never talked to her again. I've seen her, it's been a long time, probably at least 10 years ago. I saw her in Walmart one time. She saw me, and she just hightailed it down another aisle. I was like, if you want to not tell me what you got upset about, especially it was like 30 years ago. That was the most stupidest crap. It's getting cold and it's getting hard to swallow. It's really good, but chicken when it's cold, it's hard to swallow, especially for me. Like I said before, if you're new here, all this breathing problem I have, it's not my lungs, it's back here in my throat. I've said it before. What the hell was I talking about? I said, don't you hate that when you just, I've asked it before to people. Why don't the doctors, hold on, stuck in my throat. My youngest son will be home pretty soon. About 15 minutes. Why don't they look in the back of your throat when you go to doctors anymore? You know, when you used to go to doctors all the time, they tell you go, they don't do that no more. I think if they would do that, they'd probably see what the hell that is in the back of my throat. It may be a polyp or something. I don't know what it is. I can't see it. They say my heart and everything's good. But all that. It's like straight here. I can't remember what surgery it was. I've had 13 of them. For several years, I was having problems. Kind of, and my lungs was hurting. One day, I bent over to pick something up, and I had to cough real bad. And when I did, I coughed up this. It's part of the tube, breathing tube. When they put that tube down in you, it was part of that tube had broken off in there. And I just wonder if there's still some more of that tube that's still in there. Well, they've taken chest x-rays. I don't think the chest x-ray shows what's in my neck. I don't know. I just wish it would get better. Some days I go 2-3 days without sleeping because I can't sleep with all that damn noise in my neck. It's very irritating. Folks, I might have to give that to my dog because I just can't eat no more. It's gotten so cold. Yeah, let me get me another rag for my hands. I'm just going to give that to my doggies. I bought a rotisserie chicken from Walmart the other day. When they brought it to me, it smelled like it was burned. So I stuck it out my refrigerator in my garage. I said, we're going to have it. And 3 or 4 days have gone by and I still hadn't had it. And I had this planned. I said, it was only $4. I said, I'll just pull the meat off, give it to my dogs. Oh, man. That chicken was so burned. It was terrible. It's not the first time they've sent me a burned chicken. Next time I'm going to call them and tell them, hey, I can eat this chicken. It's all burned up. You would think they wouldn't send it out to you. They'd throw it away or do something. It says they make chicken salad with their leftover rotisserie chickens. That should have been went with for rotisserie salad, chicken salad. Let me go. After a while, after talking, it really starts bothering me. If I go lay down, it's not so much pressure on my neck. Maybe one of these days, one of y'all will be a nurse or a doctor or something and tell me what the hell's wrong with me. It'd be nice. Being tired all the time. I know Candy, the hungry fat chick, she was talking about it too, about how tired and stuff she is. And it's like, but I can hear hers from her lungs and everything. And and she's so swollen up. That was something, I saw a word for that. And it's like, that's why her arms and everything are so swollen. All that's not fat. If y'all go look, that's not fat. That is called, she's swollen. Poor thing, she's so swollen. My mother's legs would get like that. You know, my mother's legs were so swollen, you'd push down, and I'm talking about, you could go way down into her to the bone. And doctor's always like, gotta put compression socks on, compression hose, whatever, on. She hate putting them on. I know, because they were terrible. I had to put them on her. And I think it's probably about that last year before she died. Just all of a sudden, all that swelling went away. And I just wonder if it had to do with her stroke or something. I don't know. But yeah, her legs got real little skinny, and her arms and everything got just so skinny, and it was very strange. And the doctors didn't change her pills or anything. It was just very strange. Your body, just amazing how different stuff it does. And I just don't like that you have to go this doctor and this doctor and this doctor and that doctor and this and that doctor to find out what's wrong with you. I remember days we'd have one doctor. He did about everything. If it was some kind of big specialty or something, like surgery or some of that, that's different. You'd go to a surgeon. But for everything else, or if they had cancer, you'd go to the cancer doctor. But he would treat everything: ear, nose, throat. If you had some kind of dermatologist problem, and liver, and you got the hemorrhoids or something, he would take care of everything. You got bunions, and you need to get ingrown toenail done, and you didn't go to the podiatrist. He'd take care of everything. And I like those doctors. I asked my mother's doctor one day, I said about taking her blood pressure. I don't know how to do that. I was like, but you're a doctor. She goes, I don't know how to take blood pressure. She goes, you'll have to get the nurse. And they needed to take a urinalysis or something from my mother. They needed to put a catheter in or something, to put it in the bag or something, to do something. And I told the doctor, aren't you going to go do that? And she's like, oh no, the nurses, they do that. Seems like the doctors don't do crap. They make more money, but they don't know how to do nothing. So let's end it there. Good, y'all will agree with me too. So, all right. Make sure to subscribe, comment, share, click that bell notification. Make sure it's all black. Now I'll see y'all next video. Bye-bye.